Let's bring out our next guest. Now, before we do, let's see why she was voted the #1 student in the Fame Academy. Here she is.
I don't wanna talk about it, how you broke my heart.
You give up so much to be here. You give up everything that means anything to you. And I'm so happy I found my passion. Something I can give my soul to.
Here she is. I am delighted she's on the show. It's Alex Parks, ladies and gentlemen. How nice to have you on. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for inviting me.
Now, let's start by saying congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm thrilled you won. I think you very much deserve to win.
Thank you.
I know the voting was very close
It was,
at the end of the
yeah.
evening. Is it strange for you coming out now and finding yourself invited on a show like this, sitting next to Radiohead, who presumably I would have thought you're a fan of, knowing the sort of music you like? It must be quite a change in your life.
Yeah, completely. I couldn't have changed it more, I think. And I think the nature of the show was the fact that we went in as almost no one, really, and came out as someone. So it's hard to get to grips with.
Yeah. Well, in which way has it changed? I mean, how do you notice it most?
People recognising you, people wanting things off you, like just a small signature. I find that quite mad, that people just want you to write on something or want something of yours. It's a compliment, but it's quite hard to understand.
Did you ever ask people for autographs when you were a kid?
I haven't, and I think that's maybe why I find it quite
That's probably
weird.
why. I once asked one of Starsky and Hutch for an autograph.
Did you?
And now I can't remember which one, which just goes to show how fickle fame can be. But you seem reasonably comfortable with it. When you were in the academy, did they help prepare you for what was waiting outside?
They did. They did at the beginning. They prepared us before we went in. And obviously we had small glimpses of it when we were in there going out and doing gigs and things. But again, that was a very unreal situation, so we didn't really take it in, I don't think. But I don't think anything can prepare you for when you come out.
Yeah. One of the things I think which was the most charming about your story, in a way, was the fact that you didn't really push yourself forward initially. It was your dad who entered you for the commission. What were you were about to go and do something else with your life, weren't you, before this came up?
Yeah, I was about to run away to Amsterdam and Spain to kind of do some clowning courses and go travelling and just have some time out.
So you were going to be a clown, a juggler, or a kid's clown? Or?
I was going to kind of try and train to be a clown. It's kind of not a party clown, but more the mimey kind of
Well,
clown.
that's a picture of you in your clown gear there.
Right.
At least I'm assuming that's in your clown gear. Maybe it was just a night out in Cornwall, I don't know. But, well, that's kind of, I would have thought, you know, it's a relief for us that you didn't do that, because you've clearly got a talent. You must have known that you could sing, that you could perform. I mean, was it not an ambition in a clear-cut way like that? Did you not think, well, I should try and pursue this side of my talent?
I wouldn't say it was an ambition. I think it was a dream. And I don't think that people really believe that they can ever make their dream come true. So, therefore, I never went for it. I never tried to do it.
Now, whereabouts in Cornwall are you from?
A small little village called Mount Hawke, which is on the south.
And it's beautiful down there. Have you been back since you won the Fame Academy thing?
I went back for a few hours on the Monday after the show.
Yeah.
And I went back for like 4 hours.
That was just to pack your bags and say, see you, suckers!
Yeah.
I'm in London now!
Big smoke.
Now, in the Academy itself, was it strange being filmed that much? I mean, because I'm always curious when I see people in reality shows thinking, well, at what point, or is there a point, when you suddenly stop thinking about the cameras?
I think it's not, obviously it's not on your mind the whole time. You're not thinking, I'm being watched. But you're aware of it 90% of the time, I reckon. And you can hear them as well. They're like little animals stuck on the wall. And they kind of, you can even hear the zoom. It's like, and you're like, right, okay.
Yeah.
Very discreet.
And now you're in the new flat. You still hear those noises, or have they left you alone? Wouldn't that be terrible to put you in a flat for you without telling you, and it's a different reality show?
I actually checked, though, when I went in. As soon as I got in, I looked. I'm paranoid.
David Snedden, who won last year, of course, has now announced that he's kind of retiring from the performing side of things. You know, it hasn't even been a year, really. It's just under a year.
No.
Does that scare you? Is that a cautionary tale?
It does scare me, yeah. I'm going to do everything I can not to let that happen. And I'd be very gutted if I'd stopped loving it as much as I am now in less than a year.
Yeah.
I want to go on for years and years.
Now, what about P-Day in the Academy? Because when you were in there for a while, you were friendly with Carolyn. I mean, you were pretty friendly with most of the people in there, but
Yeah.
at one stage you seemed very friendly with Peter, who kind of really won me over as well. And my wife, my kids, we all thought he was great. He had a real star talent. He was the kind of indie type performer in there, I guess. And then he got close with Carolyn, and that seemed to, you know, make you feel a bit left out. Am I right in that?
I think generally the thing with Pete was that I think he changed a lot in the academy. He wasn't really the guy that I met when I went in. But the thing with him and Carolyn was I didn't really agree with what was happening. Pete had a girlfriend outside. It's a completely bizarre situation to be in, to start anything like that. And also I knew how it would be portrayed by the programme, because it's big news and that's exactly what they wanted. And I think they were waiting for something like that to happen, and they just knew it would blow up out of proportion.
Yeah. Now that he's out, he seems to have, of all the people in the Academy, I mean, he still seems to have people interested in him, but he seems to have gone a bit crazy. I'm a bit worried about him, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, I am too.
Are you in touch with him at the moment?
No, I haven't spoken to him.
You know, we should, me, you, Bruce Forsyth, go out after the show, find him, talk some sense to him. Actually, Bruce is a, you know, we could all learn from Bruce. He's a real survivor. He's been in show business, as I said, for many hundreds of years. And but he's really, you know, really, we could learn from him. Have you read his book?
No.
I have a copy. I'm going to give you a copy of Bruce's autobiography, because I read it. It's a fantastic read. You could, this is well thumbed. There are pages in there which I've looked at more than once. Get him to sign it. You want to have a read.
I will.
Because that's how you stay at the top. And you know what you need, Alex, if you don't mind me saying so? A catchphrase.
Okay.
How about, I'm not a hedgehog?
I'm not a hedgehog.
No, you don't have to do that. I'm not going to force you to. You know what, I mean, really, when I was watching the show, it was apparent that you had something special. You know, you had a real talent. I mean, you know, the single that you've written, which I played on my radio show last week, you wrote it when you were in the Academy, or you performed it. Did you write it when you were in there?
Yeah, I co-wrote it at the piano in the dance studio.
And it's out the 17th of November. And you're going to perform a little bit for it now. You're not going to perform the whole song, are you?
No.
This is kind of what they do in the Fame Academy, which I don't understand why it's a time thing, but it's also mildly frustrating, because you get to do like a minute and a half or so.
It is frustrating.
Alex is going to perform it for us now. Who's going to perform this with you? Someone's helping you out here?
There's a lady called Helen Baldwin, who I wrote it with.
Helen Balding on the piano, Alex Parks on the vocal department, and this is a single. What's it called again?
Maybe that's what it takes.
Okay, well, it's really been nice having you on the show. Thank you so much for coming on, and I wish you every success this coming year and for years to come.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's Alex Parks. Alex, thank you so much. Yeah.
Maybe that's what it takes for me to be with you. Maybe we have to wait. Looking back, how did I get here? Chasing circles, never thought so near. Shaded by the red. Now I want you. I've walked this way in my dreams slowly. Far away, distant lights on me. I'm shaded by the red. Maybe that's what it takes for me to be with you. Maybe it's all the same. Maybe that's why it breaks. And we do the things we do. Maybe that's what it takes. Maybe that's what it takes.
Parks. Thank you, Alex.